Exasperation is a permanent state of mind for Bangladesh cricket fans. Yet another absolute mess up, chasing only 136 and they fall short. Yes, they might have come close according to the scorecard, but they were never really in this game. Pakistan go through to the finals, and we do have an India-Pakistan final for the first time ever in Asia Cup history. Watching Cricbuzz live, Dinesh, Karthik, Harsha, Bhogle will try and make sense of what was a strange circus of T20 cricket from Bangladesh.
Lack of mental skill. That is what it boils down to. The fact is that it was a game for Bangladesh that set up itself in such a way that they had moments. They started well. They lost it a bit through the middle with the ball in the second half. With the bat, just not there mentally, because exactly what Harsha was speaking about, that ticker that is required to win a game like this is definitely not prevalent enough or existing enough in that Bangladesh dressing room.
Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's look at the bigger picture. India-Pakistan, big final on Sunday. This is the kind of box office dream that most cricket fans outside of Bangladesh would have had.
Yeah, but it was inevitable.
Yeah.
I think if you looked at the two teams at the start of the tournament, you knew they were going to play each other 3 times. You knew that someone would have to play really badly for this not to have happened. Pakistan flirted with doing that in their games against the UAE, in their game against Sri Lanka, in their game against Bangladesh. But they found a way of scraping through. I dare say they've played better against India than they have against the opposition and still lost. But they've scraped their way through. But inevitably, it was going to be an India-Pakistan final.
One would hope that the quality of cricket in that final would be a few notches higher. We haven't really had a great tournament. We haven't had close finishes. We haven't had high-scoring games or even low-scoring thrillers. One expects India to be where they are, and one expects Pakistan to raise their game for us to at least have one good game in the tournament.
I think there's been 1 or 2 good games, like Bangladesh versus Sri Lanka in the Super 4. It was a decent game. Also, the fact that India is, as I said, playing at a slightly different level compared to others. And I'm saying slightly in a very light way. To be fair, they're playing at a different level altogether. Sure. And T20 is a very fickle format. You could have one batter completely taking it away, a good spell of half an hour, and the game is changed completely. But the fact is that you need to get that done on that important day. And that is the finals that's going to happen on Sunday. India versus Pakistan. Many a Asia Cup has been set up in such a way that India keeps playing Pakistan. And it is for this game, that final. And after so many years, 17 is the number you've said, they have got it at last. And to be fair to Pakistan, I thought they played better than what they did in the first game, the last time they played India. Yeah. But the skill again was missing in certain places when it mattered. And India would bank on immense belief and skill that they have, which they genuinely possess. And they're playing outstanding cricket. Pakistan have to do something out of their skin to try and compete with India on that day.
Pakistan had a different kind of energy, a certain vibe, a certain verve about them today in the second innings. How do you think India would have looked at this saying, okay, now we've got a game on our hands on Sunday?
I would have looked at Pakistan's reaction after they won this game. And there was joy and relief in equal measure. And I would have sat in that dressing room and said, if you are experiencing relief at beating Bangladesh, you can't be ambitious enough. They should steamroll this. They only made 138. They won by 11 runs. I saw relief on their faces. So if I'm in India, I'm thinking, I mean, it's very easy to think like that if you're not in the change room. But I'm looking and thinking, look, they're relieved that they won by 11 runs.
Yeah.
So what does it tell you about their confidence? They were 55 for 5 after 12 overs. So DK is absolutely right. For them to make a match of it in the final or maybe even win it, they'll have to raise their game enormously. It's not that they cannot, but you never know what happens, but they'll really have to raise their game.
But this India is a very hard-nosed India, very much like the Australia of the early 2000s in one-day cricket. They won't get too perturbed by Pakistan winning a game like this against an underconfident, brittle-looking Bangladesh. India will continue to believe very strongly in what they have to offer on the field, right? This is a very hard-nosed cricket team.
When you look at India, it's not the usual India that you're used to. This is a team that has immense skill. And as I keep saying, skill is one aspect. But what they're really tuned to is playing under pressure. That they revel in. it used to be a team which, in big moments, used to back off a bit. But you're slowly getting into that attitude where in the big moments, go harder. Believe in that skill, take it down. In case it doesn't happen, we have enough to just hold guard if that's what it's going to take for the game. And that is a great place to be. And Team India is a team which is not only high skill, but also very strong mentally. You know, this last game against Bangladesh, they started belligerently, lost a bit through the middle, but they came and bowled like they knew they were going to win. You know, 168, a lot of teams, they get off to a good start, things, but they just knew what it takes. And it's a very skilled unit. You know, it's a very well-oiled unit. They have the same structure that they've been playing with. And a lot of the things that they do is repetitive in nature, but dealt with a lot of success.
Yeah.
So India will, I don't even know if many players will be watching this game because internally they'll be thinking they know what it takes to beat this Pakistan team. And they're a very confident unit. We heard Surya Kumar Yadav come and say they don't even look at it as a rivalry anymore because of what the stats actually suggest. And it is a fact.
Yeah.
You can't run away from it.
Yeah.
Pakistan could have a great day and India probably wouldn't. We don't know. But the fact is that as of today, India is a supremely talented and a way better team than Pakistan.
It's a very un-Indian thing to do for Surya Kumar Yadav to say in the press conference that it's no longer a rivalry while a tournament is on.
Yeah.
There are some teams in the history of the game, some teams that are fantastic front runners, some teams that are fantastic believing they're underdog, trying to get themselves into a nothing to lose situation, then saying I'll go and win. The Aussies at their peak, they looked you in the eye and said, you know what, you're no good, man. And then they came out and beat you. For the first time, hearing an India captain in the middle of a series say that, and a lot of people are saying, should he have? But he believes that. So
and it was more matter of fact. He wasn't being arrogant when he said that. He was stating a fact. And I suppose if India play to their potential, you know what the result could be. We'll come to that final on Sunday. For now, we have to look at what Bangladesh have done or what they should have done. They fell short by 11 runs. And I suppose it started with that Tauhid Hridoy shot. This is how it all ended. They won the toss. They had Pakistan down, half the side back in the hut at the 10-over mark. They allowed them to get away and reach 135. The lower order contributed a lot of runs. Haris, Nawaz, Shaheen Afridi as well. 136 was on. However, Pakistan had a different kind of energy with the ball. 3 wickets apiece for Shaheen Afridi and Haris Rauf, who bowled with a lot of energy. A couple of wickets for Saeem Ayub as well. Shamim Hussain did give them a bit of a glimmer of hope. But then that apart, nothing much from the others. Rishad Hussain tried his best. But I suppose they needed 1 or 2 guys to say, okay, we'll bat through. We're not chasing 200. It's only 136.
It's a good unit that they're playing against Pakistan. Let's park that to one side. The fact is that Bangladesh played some poor shots, starting from Imran. You know, a good length ball when you're chasing 135, instead of just punching down the ground, off the back foot, picking it up top edge. And then you send somebody like Tauhid Hridoy, who's highly rated, but you can see his skill lies in playing outside the power play. He doesn't have it in him right now to know what it takes to score boundaries with less risk in the power play. It's all high-risk shots. That is 2. And you have somebody like Saif Hassan, who's been in good rhythm, but didn't get going today. Now, if you look at this tournament and how it's actually unfolded, a lot of teams' batting has had issues. You know, you take Afghanistan, their middle order has been absolutely ordinary. You take Pakistan, their middle order has been ordinary.
Yeah.
Bangladesh goes without saying their top order has been very ordinary, barring 1. And in 6 months' time, there's going to be a T20 World Cup. They don't even know what their squad is going to be. And that's not a great place to be. If you want to compete in a tournament like the World Cup, when you're going to be playing against the best, you need to exactly know what other players are going to get the job done for you, because the conditions are not exactly like Dubai, but it'll be very similar to what it is in the UAE. A lot. But if you don't even know where your runs are going to come from and you're going to keep chopping and changing and trying to find the next superstar or the next batter for you, you're struggling, you're clutching at straws here.
It'll be a fallacy to look at this as just a one-off loss, because is it true that, would you agree that a lot of other deeper issues have been exposed once again in this tournament? You can't not chase 136.
I don't know. If I'm Phil Simmons, I'll never be Phil Simmons. But if I'm Phil Simmons, I'll let tonight be. And at breakfast tomorrow, I'll ask Tauhid Hridoy, do you want to be a world-class player? Because if you want to be a world-class player, then you approach your game, you structure your batting differently. Are you going away and hitting 100 balls when nobody is watching? Are you trying to maneuver the strike? Are you learning different shots? Because what he did today was not the sign of a world-class player in the making. And today was his day to tell the world, this is me. When Virat Kohli in 2012 came and won those matches, in a way he was telling the world, you know what, I win games like these. So Virat Kohli, I mean, he's cut from a different cloth. But today was a day for someone like Tawhid Hridoy. If you want to say, I'm a world-class player, then you go out and anchor this chase today. I know the word anchor doesn't exist, but go out, get a 50, get a 60. You see, in the end, they needed something like 50 or 4 or 5 overs at the end, and they fell 10 short. So, and then runs were available. So that is my view. I didn't see anything that I didn't expect from Bangladesh. They flattered to deceive for a very long time.
Yeah, Harsha, I was just going to say, you take Afghanistan, Harsha, in the 23 World Cup in India, they played beautifully. They punched way above their weight. Did have a fabulous World Cup, the batting fired. 24, they went to the semi-finals.
Yes.
And
Well, they were one drop catch away from making the semi-final in 23 as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That Maxwell catch, that goes on. They're making the semi-finals there
I can't remember us having a conversation like this about Bangladesh. About making it to the semi-finals, getting close to making it to the semi-finals. The last tournament that I think they really competed was in 2019 when Shakib got runs. I don't even know if they were close to making the semi-final.
But he batted at 3.
He batted well.
Yeah, he batted well.
So, for a team that's been around for 25 years and, not competing in World Cups, it's not a good sign.
Can't say they've punched below their weight because maybe this is their weight.
It could be. I mean, on a day like this, you're entitled to say that because this was a game that with a little more planning, I think they could have won it. Little more self-belief, they could have won it. That is why I said right at the start, sitting there in that pavilion, who is the player saying, this is us today? Come, this is us today. They needed that one player. I don't know if in their minds they thought they could get it. Yeah, not the easiest of surface to bat on. But and actually, that's a question I want to ask DK. If you look at that, you look at the runs and balls. 18 of 15, 30 of 25, that's it. Towards the end, Rishad Hussain. Did both teams make the surface look tougher than it actually was? Or was it really a 130 versus 120 kind of surface?
I actually thought batting at the start for Pakistan was harder. Bangladesh not so much because they found lesser swing. But I think Bangladesh is playing history. They're playing what Pakistan were, their legacy. They're playing names here. Shaheen Shah Afridi got 3 wickets. Haris Rauf bowled decently, got 3 wickets, could have got 4. And they're playing names here. They're not looking at the ball and going, okay, 135 is what we need to chase. If Shaheen Shah Afridi is bowling well, how am I going to put pressure back on him? If that means just absorbing and playing a couple of overs without taking too many risks, so be it. You're chasing 135. There's absolutely no planning. They just played the name Shaheen Shah Afridi. He could pick up wickets. Tawhid Hridoy, for a man who is touted as the next big thing, he comes in the power play, defends a couple, couldn't get it off the square, and then goes for a huge hoik like he would in the 16th or 17th over. But the ball is swinging.
Yeah.
So they're playing names here. They're playing the legacy of Pakistan. They're not playing Pakistan, the cricket team, which is in front of them, and they're actually got a low score, and they're down on confidence.
Yeah.
If you look at it from that perspective, all you need to do is just absorb a little pressure and put it back in a few overs. You just need to, as I said, in the first 5 overs, you don't lose wickets, which even if you lose 1 wicket, and if you played the right shots, you're putting a lot of pressure back on Pakistan.
They were 36 for 3 after the power play. It almost seemed like they didn't have the stomach for a fight. They were almost like running away from a challenge. There's a fine line between being brave and being frivolous. And they erred on the wrong side.
It could be. But I think we also need to give credit to Pakistan for defending 138. Yes, Bangladesh played badly. Bangladesh played some strange shots. But Pakistan defended the score. And I think they've got the bowlers for this kind of surface. Sam Ayub bowled 4 overs, Nawaz bowled 3 overs, Abrar bowled 3. Didn't have a great day today, Abrar, but bowled 3 overs. Maybe they have the bowlers for this surface as well. But between Afridi and Haris Rauf, if you're playing against them, you've got to find a way of negating those two if you've got to win. I think it was a pretty good defense. I don't think they might have dropped 1 catch somewhere, but they held all their catches.
Yeah,
Nawaz towards the end.
And long on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they held all their catches.
The 10th wicket.
Now, Bangladesh hold their catches. This game is theirs.
At least that's what you would want to believe.
Yeah, they hold their catches. This game was theirs. Yeah.
I won't even say it was theirs because they had to come back and get that score.
Yeah.
I would say they had a better chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they might have been chasing 80, 90.
Never know.
Was the batting order a sign of being defensive, or was it right for Jaqar Ali to hold himself back? He sent Mahdi Hassan in at 4. You're chasing only 136, not 200.
I don't think Mehdi Hassan sending him at 4 is the issue here, to be honest. They're sending it because they don't want to lose too many wickets in the power play. Send somebody who could just hold out for a bit, because that's what they've done using the other Mehdi, who used to come and do that, bat number 3 or 4. And this Mehdi is slightly different, but that was the role. But the fact is that they know Jakar Ali is not somebody who can come and take on bowlers in the power play. Today, he batted very poorly, to be fair. He couldn't even rotate strike of spin. Look at the kind of shots they've actually played. If you just visualize what they've played through the innings, most of it has been premeditated. Either they back away or they go inside the line, and at all times, they're not doing it late. They're doing it so early that they're giving time for the bowlers to adjust. Saim Ayub, all he did was every time a batter backed away, threw it wide. And when you throw the ball wide, and when you're looking for that big shot, if your hands are extended, you lose power after that. There was no commitment or game plan. Saim Ayub to the right-hander only is bowling carom ball. The only thing you want to do is stay close to the ball, so you have control when you play the shot. The further away you go, the better chances that he has more control over what shot you can play. And if you do want to back away late at his jump, not halfway through his run-up. That gives him time to think and adjust. Small things like these, you need to understand how to put pressure back using your skills. But you need to know what it takes to succeed as well.
On Cricbuzz Live, we've talked about Jakar Ali being their crisis man on so many occasions. Should he have batted higher up and controlled this chase?
Easy to say in retrospect, but he could have won it even when he came in.
Yeah.
How different would it have been if he had batted at 5 at 6? I mean, I know he came in at 7 because they pushed Mehdi up, but he came in at 7. Nurul Hassan is still with him. They've got another person after him to come at number 7. No, number 8 was they had Taskin, Taskin, Rishad, whatever to come.
Yeah.
But eventually the difference is 11. So if he is batting in the 18th over, there's still some hope. So I don't think it made such
This is a constant issue, Harsha. In T20 cricket, I've always seen when batters do well at certain numbers, the general question is, should they be batting more so that they get more balls? But for example, Tawhid Ridha is a great example, I feel. Yeah. He's always batted 4, which is somewhere around the 5th or 6th over. He'll come around the 7th over, and then he is a lot more comfortable where he takes time. He gets singles initially a little easily. Now, they sent him at number 3 today. I can tell you that he just doesn't understand what it takes to be consistent in the power play, to hit a boundary. He has to take immense risk to hit boundaries in power play against good bowlers. Slightly ordinary bowlers is different. And they're a good bowling unit. They have Haris Rauf and Shaheen Shah Afridi there. So you could see his shot selection shows that he's not experienced batting in the power play.
Right. Pakistan will happily take the errors that Bangladesh made, but the word clinical isn't used very often for Pakistan. Not a single extra. No wides, no balls from Pakistan. They were switched on with the ball, weren't they?
And I thought they were good in the field too.
Oh, yes.
Except for that comical run out that they missed. But otherwise, they were good in the field.
Yeah.
Look, now it doesn't matter. One team has marched its way past the line. One team, like in Kabaddi, has just scrabbled its way and got a finger across the line. But eventually now, both are on that side of the line. So it doesn't matter now how they got there. They're both in the final.
How do Bangladesh look back at this tournament? What are their key learnings? Forget about this game. Overall, if you look back at the tournament they've had, what do they take from this?
Another ordinary campaign. I don't think you can put it any better, according to me, because they lost their first game, just found a way to stay in the comp. They beat Afghanistan, and Afghanistan could have easily gone the other way, and the tournament could have been done there, but they found a way to hang in there, one that came into this tournament. They won the first game, and after that, the way they have played is disappointing. Their batting is just not showing enough heart, more than anything else. Skill is one thing. There is a way skilled batters get out. Bangladesh isn't showing that. They are lacking belief right now.
I actually think Sri Lanka might have got these. But I think there's a little more pedigree in the Sri Lankan batting. But it's been a very disappointing tournament for Sri Lanka as well. And it's been a disappointing tournament for Afghanistan. So it's a peculiar tournament where there's one team that hasn't faced competition yet. And 3 other teams have had a poor tournament and one has stumbled its way into the final. So it's a very peculiar kind of tournament. But I dare say, with pure batting skill available, Sri Lanka might have made this chase a lot better than Bangladesh.
I think it's a bit like what Roger Federer felt before Nadal came on the scene. Most Grand Slams, you just almost cruise through up to the final and then probably meet the most eligible suitor for the final. But the fact is that...
In the earlier days of the Davis Cup, there used to be a challenge round. So the winner doesn't play or only plays the final. So everyone competes and comes into the final, and then you play the previous winner in the challenge round. It's a bit like that, this tournament. Because India is going to play the final. All of you fight amongst each other and decide who's going to play India in the final. But once you play in the final, then it's a different contest, because now you don't underestimate the opposition. You can be confident. You say, I know that I can win this game, but if you start to look down at the opposition, then you got a problem coming your way.
We saw Mike Hesson very active. He was down there during drinks. He was talking to the captain as well. So he was very involved. He had a few signs to make to the bowlers.
By the skin of his teeth, twice now. Twice by the skin of his teeth, he's still there.
They've got a 2.5-day break. They will certainly be fresh physically. Mentally, what zone do you expect Pakistan to be in for that big final on Sunday?
As I said, if they believe they can win, they're a different side. But if they come in thinking, what if I lose? We'll have the same result that we've had in the previous two games. And that is something you can have. For example, they've had a psychologist, motivational speaker with them here.
Yeah.
I've done motivational speaking. I can't change the way people play. You've got to feel it from inside. Motivational speaking is all right. But inside, do you believe you can win? I can tell you, you know what, Manish, Batavia, you are the greatest anchor in the world. There's anyone like you. And then you stand there in the final hosting. But inside, do you think you are? If you think you are, wow, then you go and do like that. So I'd like to see what state of mind Pakistan are in. If they're coming in thinking, this is what will look good in a reel, this is what will look good for my audience back, they're not going to win.
They will do well to not get sucked in by what's happening off the field.
India should not get sucked in. Pakistan can do what they want.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think India would look too much towards Pakistan, and that's the way it should be. I think I like what Surya said, that switch off your phones, just
correct,
get a good night's sleep, practice, do what it takes to just have a good, calm mindset walking into the game. Pakistan is an emotional team. You don't know which side of the bed they're going to get up from, and that'll decide what they do.
Sure.
But I can tell you one thing: finals will be the closest game in this tournament, because in a way, it is a bit of a nothing to lose for Pakistan.
Having lost to India twice, having won this close game, are there any tactical
No, it makes a valid point. It's a nothing to lose game for Pakistan. Genuinely, it's a nothing to lose game for them. And that is when teams are dangerous.
India are under, not sadly, it is the perks of being the best team. When somebody who's an underdog comes to the final, a lot of people believe that they could have it in them to win it. So it takes a lot. Yeah. You have the target is on the back of India, but the fact is that they're so skilled. If they bring anywhere close to their best, they will thump Pakistan.
Any tactical tweaks for Pakistan?
Well, they did it today. I mean, they said
their bowling is very good.
Yeah.
It's well suited for this pitch as well. The batting, on the other hand, is very dependent on a few areas or a few phases of the game. If they need to really tighten up in other areas. But I feel we're speaking so much about India-Pakistan, knowing that's an India-Sri Lanka game in a couple of days.
I know. There's one thing Pakistan did right today. I think they gambled on the aggressive by sending Shaheen Afridi at 7.
Yes.
So they gambled in a positive way and said, look, go and strike and see what comes off. It came off. It should not have come off. They put down sitters. So it came off. But at least the thinking was, let's go and do something positive.
I've just been told Salman Agha in the post-match said, if we can win games like these, we must be a special team.
These? I hope he's not very happy at the way he's won this one.
He is very happy, I think, because coming back from 50 for 5 and getting 130.
Correct. From that point of view, yes, but they should have won it much easier, no?
Yeah, apparently they've been having extra sessions to get things right. So maybe they're doing a few things right that will help them.
Credit to Mike Hesson. I think Harsha made that point, because the one thing that you don't get in Pakistan so much is stability, but they're playing the same 11 consistently and backing the same players, and I'm very sure they'll play the same 11 in the final as well. So for that, you got to give them credit. It doesn't happen too often.
Yeah. They got out of jail, and in all fairness, they did well to get out of jail.
Yeah.
At 55 for 5, they were gone.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, yes, the captain can be happy that they won from there.
They've sorted out one aspect of their cricket, which is the bowling. Looked all right today. Shaheen Afridi, very, very good as well. The spinners doing their job. The batting does have a lot of issues. Up top, Fakhr and Sahibzada as well. Then there is, in the middle order, not enough runs. Salman Agha needs to show up as a batter as well. That's not happening. It's a big issue.
He is definitely searching for some runs, confidence. But the way he is lining up, you can see that he's a man who is trying to figure out how to hit boundaries wherever he comes. But he doesn't have the belief in the shot-making skills that he has, which always happens when you're out of form. Once you start to bat consciously, it becomes that much more difficult. You want it to almost come as subconscious, that zone that they speak about, which is not what Salman Agha is anywhere close to feeling right now.
He's also said, Mike Hesson said, if you can't field, you won't be in the team. Also said, we are a good enough team to beat anyone. We will come back on Sunday and try to do that. As captain, you expect as a team, you expect your captain to say these things.
But tell me a great team, there is a bad fielding side. In their prime, the West Indies, you talk about the great batters. Through the 80s, 90s, you talk about Greenwich, Haynes, Richards, Lloyd, Dujon. You talk about Roberts, Holding, Marshall, Garner. There's one thing you don't talk about. They were a crack fielding side. They never dropped anything. That slip caught, they caught everything that the fast bowlers produce an edge with. Yeah. Look at Australia in their prime. You've got catchers like Mark Taylor, Mark Waugh, all those in the slip cord. Even David Boone at short leg, not letting nothing go. All the great teams that have dominated have had one non-negotiable. They've been athletes and they've been very good in the field.
The Super Woes, we'll see one last contest, one last chance for India to tweak a few things that they might want to. This is India versus Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka already knocked out. India have, of course, a lot of positives to take into that final. But last chance, DK, to try things, or as an Indian cricket supporter, would you say, okay, you've experimented enough with your batting order, now go back to what should be your plan A? If yes, what should be India's plan A in terms of the batting order?
I don't think India has a plan A for batting order. Okay. I think the ebbs and flows of the game decides who's going to be batting where. I know there's been a lot of talk about Sanju Samson batting at 8, but I think they have given him a specific role. Maybe if an early wicket falls, or if they feel a couple of wickets go through the middle, wherever that is. Otherwise, he bats slightly lower and they keep that left-right going. I don't have a problem with how India is shaping up with the bat.
Sure.
Yes, would I like Surya to get more runs? 100%. Yeah. But I'm not going to think that Sanju needs to get more opportunities or Akshar needs to get more opportunities. I think somewhere you need to develop that bone of being ruthless as well. If that's what it takes to beat Sri Lanka. If Jasprit Bumrah is feeling good about himself, looking at the way he's bowled and he doesn't mind a break, by all means, no problems. And if you're happy with Varun Chakravarti and you want to try somebody else, those are small things, that doesn't matter. But I would like the batting to go out there and again bat on a day like that, because Sri Lanka has a good bowling attack, and on a pitch like this you want to bat a little more. The more time you spend in the middle, the better it is.
Sky scoring runs would be up first.
I like the fact that they find this sense of humor, they find something funny in everything that's happening. They're obviously a very happy, relaxed side. I loved what Sanju Samson said before the game about an actor playing different roles. He said, I mean, one day he's a hero, one day he's a villain. He's still acting for 20, 30 years. I also have got to go and find a role at number 5. He's not saying, no, actually I wanted to bat at 3, but they're making me bat at 5. No, so it seems like a happy setup. But we'll wait and see. I hope in the game against Sri Lanka, they don't reveal a weakness somewhere that we have not spotted yet. That is one thing Pakistan will be hoping to see in India's game against Sri Lanka.
It is quite an ensemble, this Indian team under Surya Kumar Yadav. Do they not test their bench strength, but do they give the others a go, or do they say, no, let's go with our first choice 11?
As DK said, if the bowler, the player needs it, but otherwise I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, if Abhishek is happy having had a good bat, he could probably slide down the order and give somebody else an opportunity if suppose Surya or Tilak want to bat or something like that. But if I was in Gambhir's place, I would just go with stock standard as to whatever is expected, unless he feels there is a bowler that needs to be rested. I'll look to win another game of cricket.
I mean, if you're playing the semi-final of a tournament, if you're playing a game before you get into the final of the World Cup, your striker still plays in the striker's role. Your midfielder still play in midfield. You only take people out if they're tired or they need a rest. I don't see India doing anything of that.
What do Sri Lanka tell themselves? A batting collapse against Pakistan, already knocked out. Surely underachieved, because they do have good players. They do have the pedigree. They aren't in the finals. Psychologically, it must be tough to take the field in a game that's not going to have any impact, any real impact on the tournament.
Could be, but the fact is that Sri Lanka are a much better team than what they've shown this Super 4 stage. Yeah. I think in the league stages they showed what they're capable of, and they were very different in the Super 4 stages. But that's the beauty of this format. You don't do your basics right in certain areas, your key players not doing well, and then the tournament looks completely different. I had a lot of time for Sri Lanka in this tournament. I really thought, especially their openers, Pathum Nissanka and Kusal Perera looked the part. And when they get going...
Kusal Mendes.
Yeah. Pereira is also there, but Mendes is the key.
But Pereira was a guy who used to open before.
Yes. Yeah. I really hope, I would have loved for them to be in a stronger position than what they are. But again, They are a team which is not performed up to their expectations for some time now. But with Sanath Jayasuriya coming in, the last 1 year has actually been good for them. This tournament has definitely been an ordinary one, especially the Super 4 stages. But in general, they've had a good time playing cricket as a Sri Lankan national team, which has started competing better than what it was a year ago.
One game going in their favour might have perhaps changed the whole outcome, the way the Super 4 panned out. But what do they tell themselves?
Why did we start playing this game? We play this game because we love playing this game. We play this game because we want to show off how good we are against the best teams in the world. I'm Pathum Nisanka, I'm a good player. I'm Kusal Mendes, I'm a good player. I am Dushmanta Chamira, I'm a good player. So let me show off to the world that I'm a good player and I have the freedom to play without worrying about the outcome. I have the freedom, I can go and play. Let me show the world. This is the reason I started playing cricket, right? So I'll go and play this is the reason I wanted to play cricket and find joy in this game. If I go into the game thinking, yeah, but there's nothing to prove here, we're out of the tournament anyway, they lose badly. So if they go in thinking, come, let's show. Where will I get a chance to take on Bumrah? Come on, I'm going to take on. They've got to find little positives, each one, to be able to go and play this game.
Play this game for the joy of why you started playing this game. Let's take a look at the 11. Any changes that you'd recommend? An opportunity for the others who haven't gotten a go?
I'm pretty sure Dunit Vallalage will play because India has so many right-handers in the 11 that he will play. I like the look of Kamil Mishara, but he's not playing right now. Will he make a comeback? Patirana is someone who's obviously extremely talented, but has not delivered for Sri Lanka. So overall, they do have a few opportunities to, try a few players. Hasaranga has actually had a very good tournament, but he could take a break and give an opportunity to somebody else. But like Harsha said, if I was in Sri Lanka's camp, all I'd be wanting to do is win a game against India.
Yeah.
Players to watch out for. One each, please.
For India, I'd like to see someone in the middle. Maybe maybe someone like a Shivam Dube, who hasn't had a big game so far. He goes and gets a 40 of 22 balls tomorrow and builds that confidence going in. Because there's a lot of players. Gill is full of confidence. Abhishek is full of confidence. Varun is bowling well. Kuldeep is full of confidence. So you want someone like a Sanju Samson, a Shivam Dube there in the middle. They go and get a big score. So you watch for those kind of
Sri Lanka?
maybe. I've always been going Mendes right through this tournament. Nisanka?
Okay.
I had him as among the players to watch for at the start of the tournament.
I'll go for Kusal Mendes then. Yeah. And Surya Kumar Yadav, I think, will do very well with some runs.
Why don't you ask him first? Every time I say something, I wish I'd said what he said. No, because I think I said Dube, but Sky getting a big innings is more important.
That's the one box that needs to be ticked. Here you go then. That's your India-Sri Lanka preview. A couple of people are going to go back home happy because the predictions worked.
It's almost like I'm playing on a different wicket. I'm struggling to understand what is happening. Maybe someone up there is equalizing things and saying, "Bete, yeah, take this."
Someone somewhere in that hotel, and not too far from here.
By the way, I'm really looking. This is probably the best part of my day, actually. The fact that I get on that boat.
Sir के लिए एक और dry fruit milkshake मंगवाओ. Karthik साहब के लिए आज अच्छा दिन था इनके लिए. Let's pull up that Guezzing game leaderboard very quickly, please, to see where things stand.
I still am last.
But
you have 2 more games.
But you are last by much less.
I don't know if that's anything to be happy about.
No, because now one more and you'll go above Karthik.
It's a very confusing situation. I don't know whether to be happy because I got a point or whether to be sad because I'm still last.
I'd be very happy.
I wonder what the vibe will be on finals day here with DK and MK.
There's a lot to play for, I feel. I mean, we are like that Formula 1 race right now.
Forget about Siamese. It's the bottom of the table guys who have a contest going.
I have never seen Murli Karthik more amusing in life than when he comes close to that target. It's happened 4 or 5 times with Karthik that he's there and something else happens on the last ball. And when that happens, we're not looking at the game, we're only looking at him.
We need a camera on Murli Karthik on the last ball of the first innings and the last ball of the 6th over of the second innings. That'll be some real material on Instagram. Right. Joy factor. Let's bring up the question very quickly. Let's remind ourselves what it was. What unique record does Pragyan Ojha, Ajit Agarkar and Virat Kohli hold for India in T20 internationals, with Kohli's being the most exclusive in history, sir?
I mean, I saw the answer, so I shouldn't say anything about it.
Okay, then. Let's have the answer for our viewers, because I know DK hasn't been able to crack it. Wicket off their first ball. Kohli's came off a stumping via a wide
ball. So So I thought, wickets off their first ball, but in T20 eyes.
Yeah.
I remember we had a question when Gilly was here, when Adam Gilchrist was here during the IPL.
Yeah.
Because he's only bowled one ball in the IPL and he's got a wicket.
Yeah.
Harbhajan Singh. I played that game actually.
See, there you go. You've played every game.
This must be an IPL too, no?
2013.
Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, does Virat discuss his funny bowling action?
No.
Does he take it seriously?
I think I think he could have been a bowler.
I think you're asking too much of him.
I think he would have been a bowler. I think he had, with that peculiar action, he could have been one slow in-swing kind of bowler, bowled 2-3 overs every game.
Can't be a bowler and bowl 100 Ks, Harsha. Either you're a spinner or a fast bowler. He's somewhere in between. Even he doesn't know what. That's why he stopped, I think.
I mean, he has to stop. Someone asked Tendulkar once, why didn't you take your bowling more seriously? He said, then, why didn't you bowl more? He said, then I would have had to take it more seriously. I would have had to bowl at a different level. Because with Tendulkar, if his batting is there, he would not have allowed himself to be a serious bowler at this level. But Tendulkar missed out on being one of the best leg spinners India has produced.
Maybe we need to do a separate
Who is
show
more
on-
talented, you feel? Virat Kohli with the ball or yourself?
We'll ask Khalid.
No. You put those two names in one sentence now, that is, my career is done. I don't care where I am on that points table and all.
But your leg spin versus Virat Kohli's interesting action. Anyway.
The piss.
Okay, by the way, we have a separate show which is not meant for all of you, sadly. I know the one thing you're waiting for is the name of the winner of today's Joy Factor. Let's bring it up very quickly. Sai Krishna. Strange handle, but it's okay. Take it.
6, 7, 6, 5.
Well
That could be a Joy Factor question. Explain the pattern to those numbers.
Let's call our friends in the CIA. They may be able to
6,
crack.
7, 6, 5, 5, 8, 4, something like that, right?
Yeah. Okay, you'll have these two scholarly gentlemen with the wonderful Sai Mikhe, the very talented Sai Mikhe, in this chair, 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. Cricbuzz live for India versus Sri Lanka. For now, it's goodbye, good night, sweet dreams.